Hey everyone, the Enneamentalist here, and today we're gonna talk about Enneagram Type 4.
4 is born from the tension between 3 and 5.
It's an Earth type. As such, it's one of the initiating types alongside 2 and 3. The Earth center is characterized by image feeling, being compliant, being heartfelt, and emoting. An important note: many people spread a misinformation about Type 4, suggesting that Type 4 is the most emotional enneatype. Wrong! The most emotional enneatype is 6, that has the highest up and downs as well as the highest emotional microexpressivity of the Enneagram, whilst 4 tend often to be very emotional. Overall, they are not as emotional as the 6. But unlike the 6, 4s tend to identify with own feelings. Albeit 4s tend to lament a lot with sad stories, etc. And that explains a lot about the misconception previously mentioned. The idealized self-image of 4 is about being unique, deep, intuitive, individualistic, intellectual, sensitive, emotional, compassionate, and the core fear of 4 is about being inadequate, ordinary, lackluster, painfully lacking, abandoned, ignored, commonplace, mundane, defective, too emotional, emotionally cut off.
Type 4s primarily use introjection to maintain a self-image of being accomplished, tasteful, and authentic. They internalize the values and ideals of others, especially those they admire, to shape their sense of self. This defense helps them cultivate uniqueness, but can lead to feelings of inadequacy or self-doubt if they feel they fall short of their internalized standards.
The main focus of 4 is about what's special, what's missing. The speech style of 4 is mainly focused on losses, sad stories, and lamenting. 4 main traits are about uniqueness, originality, and being focused on beauty. 4s tend to have large, pleading, vacuum cleaner eyes, tend to have tasteful clothing, a mysterious vibe, tend to be moody, self-conscious, edgy, might have some dramatic effect, unexpected accents. A fun fact about Type 4: 4s tend to buy items as a reminder as well to assert own uniqueness. So, for example, a 4 might wear some gadget, etc., and they will remember the details of where the 4 got that item. Whatever it was bought, or if it was a significant gift with some personal value for the 4. Also, another fun fact: Katherine, in her extensive questionnaire research, discovered that 4s tend to strongly dislike being called flamboyants. A lot of people will call 4 flamboyants, but 4s absolutely hate that term and won't use it in the adjectives section of Enneagram Tritype test by Katherine Fauvre. When dealing with a Type 4, compliment the 4, respect the intuition of the 4, and share your feelings. Avoid be rude or crude. Avoid telling the 4 to just get over it, and avoid wearing a false front. There are 3 distinct subtypes of 4s. Sexual 4. They can resemble 8s at times when they are feigning self-confidence, being tense, diminishing others to make themselves seem important and overstepping others' boundaries. It's considerable to be the most assertive of the instinctual subtypes of 4. Also, is the most envious of the subtypes of 4. Positive traits. They tend to be extremely accepting of other people's individuality and the right to express themselves. When a sexual 4 is healthy, she is capable of truly admiring and deeply loving her partner. They can engage with people deeply, passionately, and authentically. They might develop excellent communication and interpersonal relationship skills. They tend to be able to be extremely open-hearted, loving towards all sentient beings, and compassionate. On the negative side, they might long for a soulmate to come along and sweep them off of their feet to save them from an ordinary life. They might have unrealistically high expectation of their partner to fit their ideal fantasy of a mate. They tend to be particularly attracted to people who are distant or unavailable. They might have intense sexual and romantic longings. They can easily get infatuated with a romantic interest. They might be tender, vulnerable, and sweet, but also competitive, aggressive, demanding, and pushy. Unconsciously yearning for the ideal partner perpetuates familiar feeling of lost love in childhood. Their love life can be dramatic, turbulent, stormy, tempestuous, etc. They can disdain, reject their partner by focusing on the flaws, but then miss the great qualities and desire him her back. They might have strong fear of rejection and abandonment. Sexual force have serious doubts about their desirability. They might be seductive, sexual, possessive, and jealous. Similar to choose, relationship problems cause depression. They can be envious of people who seem more fulfilled and happy in their love life. They might envy or resent the very qualities in their partner they originally admired or wanted in themselves. They can be competitive with any opponent that might threaten their romantic relationship. At worst, sexual 4 gets so emotionally distraught over love gone wrong that they kill themselves and or their lover. 4. Self-preservation. This subtype might resemble counterphobic 6 in behavior, as well as once at times. It tends to be the most introverted of the instinctual subtypes of 4. On positive side, self-preservation 4 can focus intently on work or a mission they believe in wholeheartedly. Tend to be careful with money and possession, not risking them foolishly by chasing a pipe dream. Self-preservation 4 might be tenacious, determined, and resolute to achieve lofty goals, similar to one's. 4 self-preservation tend to be excellent at pointing out angles, perspective, or viewpoints that others had not considered. Self-preservation 4 create aesthetically pleasing surroundings in own home that have emotionally resonance for the 4 self-preservation. Meaningful objects such as art or antiques can appease romantic desires and longings. On the negative side, 4 self-preservation might try to avoid the meaningless of a mundane existence by living on the edge and taking risks. Forced preservation can be dauntless and throw caution to the wind to materialize a dream. Forced preservation might discount basic self-preservation needs and tune mundane reality out to follow a dream. Forced preservation might feel most alive when tempting fate, similar to counterphobic sixes, which might lead to crisis situations. Forced preservation can unconsciously recreate childhood losses in adulthood through reckless behavior. A forced preservation might feel lost between hope and despair and take risk to get attention or increase emotional excitement. Forced preservation might stubbornly refuse to give up a self-image of being someone special. Forced preservation can get defensive or angry when people mock the ideas and lifestyle of the forced preservation and try to change the forced preservation. Forced preservation might get rebellious when people presume to know what the self-preservation for is thinking and feeling. Forced preservation might get rebellious when people try to tell the forced preservation that she should give up dreaming and be more practical. Minor discomfort can seem unbearable, too hot, too cold, etc. Forced preservation tend to be run by emotional whims that can lead to indulging in bad habits like excessive drinking, eating, staying up too late, love affairs, etc. to make up for what is perceived to be lacking and to as such own emotional lows. Forced preservation might be too self-contained, self-defeating, self-destructive, irresponsible, and completely autonomous. For social, they tend to be the most misunderstood and totally unlike anyone else of the instinctual subtypes of type 4. On the positive side, social 4s are often high achievers that participate in social causes, have unique talents and gifts to share. They tend to have an interest in the group's welfare because they feel that the welfare of the group is connected to their own. With their great intuition, social 4 might have excellent social skill, social sensitivities, and great manners. Social 4 might give their time, energy, and even money to improve condition for people and or the world. Social 4 can be aware of group expectation but have enough self-esteem to do what's best for them. And they always have others people's welfare in mind as well as their own. On the negative side, social 4 might have an inner tension between wanting to fit in, be accepted, and belong, while still being special, unique, and stand out. They might bolster up their image to compensate for social insecurities, dressing up to the nines, having a unique social presentation style, being glamorous but a little aloof, having a elite membership, etc. They might desire recognition but fear being embarrassed, humiliated, ridiculed, or rejected by probing eyes. Often, social 4 compare themselves with more normal individuals and feel either more deficient or more elite. Due to social shame, social 4 might believe they don't know how to function like normal people. They might fear social encounters that might bright their deficiency or fatal flaw to light and humiliate them. They might feel incapable of meeting the same standards that others in the group are capable of meeting and feel that their defectiveness will eventually be discovered and they will be rejected by that group. They might be hypersensitive to criticism and devastated by being left out by a group of friends. They can easily feel ashamed, frustrated for not being able to live up to their own vision of their ideal self. They might often feel socially inept or inadequate, ended by being outwardly charming or just blending in. Social 4 might constantly analyze everything they do or say for fear of looking foolish or making a mistake. They might be self-deprecating as a way to fit in and deflect their inner feelings of envy and defectiveness. They might feel as though other people have what is missing in their life. At their worst, they might be highly self-critical, antisocial,
depressed,
living with their shame in isolation, as well as fear others love and condemn them because others can read their weird thoughts. I hope you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, and if you haven't already, make sure to smash the subscribe button and to turn notification bell on to never miss any future educational video about the topic of reading people, and support me on Patreon. I will do my best.